Hey folks, today is Friday, March 16th, 2018. As usual, it's me, Jake Baldino, here to talk about some video game stuff every Friday. And it has been a busy week. I probably shouldn't have done the intro like that.
Nah, man. Roll with it.
If you are still here, seriously, let's talk about video game news. The first thing that crossed my radar that seemed to be pretty crazy is actually some eSports news, stuff I don't usually talk about unless it's juicy. And today it is, because a pro player was arrested on suspicion of match fixing and profiting from it. A Surface police report claims that they have arrested a professional Starcraft player in conjunction with this whole rabbit hole of cheating websites and illegal betting, and this player apparently is accused of taking $5,000 for losing a match on purpose. Apparently, along with this, another second professional StarCraft player was also arrested for having an illegal gambling betting shop. Apparently, once this investigation is over, the player will be permanently banned from all activities. I'm really curious to see who it is. Not that I follow esports that closely, but still, we talk about this stuff because I'm still just always amazed that people can go to jail, ultimately because of video games. I mean, yeah, it's more of like a money and scamming and illegal gambling type of thing, but the fact that video games have gotten big enough to where this type of crime can directly correlate with it is insane. But if you are following this and if you are closer into the esports scene, I definitely want to hear what you think about this, because I'm kind of more of just a casual person in this regard. But in other news, last week we talked about Fortnite going on mobile, and it is dropping on iOS right now. It's already reached the top of the App Store on iOS, although it's only invite only right now, so only certain people are getting in if you signed up early enough. And apparently word on the street is it's actually pretty good. If this is your type of thing, it looks like it runs pretty well. I also have seen some pretty funny examples of playing with mobile people who can't shoot for shit, but that was expected, and I'm curious to see how that ecosystem evolves. Ultimately though, they did some clever little tweaks here and there with how you can see sound and footsteps if you're not necessarily playing with headphones or with the sound on, maybe if you're playing on the train. And I think that's pretty clever. I'm very curious to see where this goes, and as an Android boy, I'm eagerly waiting to get my hands on that version. Not only that, we gotta talk about something I know a lot of you guys are gonna wanna talk about: celebrities. But it's for a good reason. It's very interesting. So, I don't know if you guys missed this, but just the other day on Twitch, one of the biggest Twitch streamers right now by the name of Ninja was streaming with Drake, the rapper. That is a real sentence I just said. Yes, Drake was on Twitch. Apparently it was one of Twitch's biggest nights ever. Viewership was through the roof. And that's what I want to talk about here, is the fact that, yeah, oh cool, Drake is on Twitch. Like, that's fine, whatever, you love him or hate him. But the fact that it's getting such mainstream attention, not only Fortnite, because Fortnite has been becoming mainstream, but also Twitch itself. So while you might have seen a lot of people on social media talking about how exciting it is to see Drake on Twitch, and you're kind of like, ugh, I get it. But I think the bigger thing here is just the excitement that video games are getting even more recognition than ever before. And whether you like it or not, I think that's something worth celebrating. But again, that's just me. I'm curious to see what you guys are thinking. Moving on to some bad news though, just a week or so ago, we talked about the modders who are essentially remaking Fallout 3 in Fallout 4's engine. It was coming across very impressive. They were doing some really great work. Well, apparently now they are shutting it down. Apparently the shutting down of this mod was actually a mutual thing. It wasn't necessarily Bethesda coming after them with lawyers and lawsuits and stuff like that. It was a conversation that the modders had with Bethesda and their attempts to use the dialogue from the original game in their mod, and Bethesda said, hey, that would kind of be bad, you shouldn't do that. And it seemed like to avoid these red flags going up, the modders have decided to cancel the project. Now that, of course, is a massive disappointment to some people because it looked like it was really good. I don't know if you missed the episode where we talked about it, but they were doing some impressive work. And honestly, it would be great to just see Fallout 3 end up in a newer generation. Now that of course begs the question, anytime you see stuff like this, now in this case necessarily Bethesda didn't actively pursue them and shut them down. They may have in the future if they proceeded, but still, I always just wonder, hey, maybe they do have plans down the future to bring Fallout 3 or whatever game to a newer generation. But that's just me spitballing. I have no idea. I will say at the very least, because of the legal things, it seemed very cut and dry, and there was a lot of transparency between the conversations between the modders and Bethesda and the community. So that's at least something nice to see. Not only that though, speaking of Bethesda, if you missed the news and if you do care, if you're still into VR like myself, they announced that Skyrim is not going to be just a PSVR thing anymore. It's dropping on Steam VR on April 3rd, and I'm gonna play it. Because apparently I'm the stupid idiot that just will keep buying Skyrim. I always said I wouldn't, and here I am, playing it on Switch, playing it on VR. I hate myself. Not only that, you know, every week or so we like to kind of dig into the internet and try and find weird things that people made in the name of video games. This week we got this for you. This is Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
hate that so much.
I love it. It's basically just they made the enemies dogs that are going to jump on you because they want to be petted, and then you have to pet them. If you like stupid things like that, you can download it and play it. I linked it in the description, as well as everything else we talk about this week. But moving on, let's talk about some trailers. No, we're not talking about the new Infinity War trailer because spoilers. We're going to talk about some collaborations. First, Devil May Cry is in Monster Hunter, and it's Dante. You're going to be able to get his outfit, you're going to be able to get a sword, and it's awesome. First of all, this is a really well done trailer, and I think it's interesting, not only just because, what?
It's so good.
It's so good, right? I love it.
Cry 1 style.
So it's worth pointing out, I think this is very interesting that it totally echoes the original style of Devil May Cry 1, very specifically. This coincides pretty interestingly with the rumors we talked about a few weeks ago with a rumored Devil May Cry 5 that is apparently going to tie very distinctly into the first game and kind of emerging from the first game and kind of returning to form, to its roots. I'm just speculating here with that, like maybe they are gearing up to a DMC 5 or they're just using it to promote the Devil May Cry HD collection again. I don't know. Either way though, it looks totally awesome. But one other thing I will point out that I think is even more awesome is we were right. We called it. Geralt is going to be in Soul Calibur 6. The trailer is fantastic. It's so Witcher. It's got the music. It's got him. He's got moves that echo his moves in The Witcher 3. I'm very into it. Not only that, he seems like he's going to be a big deal for this game. He's on the cover. Like, they're trying to sell Soul Calibur 6 with Geralt. Fine, whatever. That's cool. There's a Kaer Morhen map, and if you are into this type of thing, the art for Geralt for Soul Calibur is really good. Look it up. But now, one thing I'm really excited to talk about, and it could be complete rumor, take it with a grain of salt. We're saving some of the best stuff for last. Splinter Cell 2018. Yeah, you better believe it. Well, not quite. So apparently a listing popped up on Amazon for Splinter Cell 2018. No other information, whether or not it's a placeholder, we don't know, but it is apparently by Ubisoft. This could mean absolutely nothing. This could be bullshit, or it could be true, because these type of rumors have gone both ways before. Either way, I'm excited because I love Splinter Cell, and I definitely want more, and if they drop something at E3, I'd be very happy to see that. Okay, just picture this, okay? Don't okay, lights go down, right? E3. Lights go down. Dead silent. Fisher. And then you hear Michael Ironside's voice. Whoa, the crowd goes wild. I would fucking shit. Okay, all my professionalness was like sitting and listening calmly would go out the window if they announced that. I would punch the person next to me or something. I would do something. I still expect a lead up. I expect like a blacklist on newer consoles first before we get that. I don't know. But either way, I'm into this. I hope it happens. But again, take it with a grain of salt. We'll have to wait. And also, in case you missed it, they teased Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's finally officially real. We got a quick teaser, and it's dropping on September 14th. We don't really know anything yet. They're going to reveal more in April, it seems. So yeah. Lastly, this has been making the rounds because some people in JRPG crowds are really excited about this, and I didn't know this. Ni no Kuni 2, which is dropping soon, apparently has a whole kingdom-building mechanic. And not only that, according to reports and people who have been reviewing the game, it's pretty good. Now, for some people, this is the best thing you'll get, the closest thing you'll get to Suikoden. Me, personally, I love like the stuff from Dark Cloud as well, so I'm in. Whether you're into that type of game or not, we talked about a lot of games this week, so I am curious to see what you are into playing. But now we got to do that console giveaway we do every single week. You probably know how it goes down by now. There's a link in the description below. You click it to sign up. You enter once, then you're entered for good. And then every single week, we choose one person to win a free console of their choice. And this week's winner is going to be this person right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, because Tom is going to be getting in touch with you to figure out how to send you your console. But now we got to move on and talk about all the stuff that we talked about. First things first, do you think people should go to jail because of video game crimes, or do you think they're not as big of a deal? Also, Splinter Cell 2018, do you think that's going to be a thing? Do you want that to be a thing? Let's talk. Are you sad to see that mod go? Maybe hopefully the Fallout New Vegas one turns out better. Maybe it'll have a little bit better luck. Will you be playing as Dante in Monster Hunter if you are still playing Monster Hunter? And also, if you're watching Ninja or if you're watching a lot of other streamers, what celebrity would you like to see play on Twitch?
Steve Buscemi.
John C. Reilly. Well, let's talk about any of the stuff that we did talk about this week down in the comments. I'll be down there talking to you guys as much as possible. But if you don't know by now, you can also find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino. But as always, of course, thank you guys for coming around every Friday to watch this stuff. And thank you for coming around any other day to watch all the other stuff we put out. But as usual, I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.